Hello and welcome to the 1st of October. So my apologies again, I was very busy this week, and then Sunday turned into a rain fest, so I've been trapped on my balcony with the last vestiges of Sunday's sunshine. I'd hoped for some more greener settings, but it was not to be. Anyway, I hope everyone's had a lovely week, and I'll get right into it, talking about what's actually going on. So, our usual warm-up. So, chin tucked just behind our front teeth on that hard bit of palate on the top of our mouth. We're breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way back. So, breathing out on the way down, breathing in as our head comes backwards. Nice and slowly. And breathing in, looking up. Breathing out as we look down. Breathing in on the way up. And then breathing out on the way down. And on the third one, I'm going to interlace our fingers. And as always, let the weight of our arms and shoulders and everything stretch out our neck. Just hold that for as long as is comfortable. I felt to prolong it a little bit this week. And just breathe. There's no need to pull your neck. The weight will do it all by itself. Apologies if there's any bumps or scrapes in the background. My neighbours appear to be moving on a Sunday evening, which is a bit strange, but that's how it is. And I've got a clarinet solo next door, so I'm hoping none of that comes through, but if there is a little bit of stuff in the background, my apologies. So just rolling our shoulders back and forward 3 times. Make sure you've got plenty of room without hitting a wall like I just did, if you're out on a balcony or have less space than usual. Enough room to swing your arms around, as they like to say. And for these, it's breathing as we come back to the center, breathing out as we twist. So breathe out as we twist, breathe back in. Breathe out on the way down, breathe in on the way back up. As you've probably noticed, I'm doing my best to go nice and slowly this week. When I was recently on Patmos, I got to meet up with my teachers and some of the other people that do this, and one of the things I'd noticed is that I've been getting a little bit quicker with everything, and it's a lot more relaxing and more effective if you do it a bit slower. So I'm doing my best to put that into the videos and to incorporate that into the classes in my own practice, of course. So just nice and slow, breathing out on the way down, breathing in on the way back up. And just breathing in your own time with these stretches to the side. And just as far as is comfortable. If you feel comfortable putting your arm behind your head, that's great. If you just want to put it up high, like so, that's fine too. So this deepens the stretch a bit more, stretches your chest out and puts a bit more weight on your back. So just check what works for you, of course. Wax on, wax off. So just rotating our wrists 3 times in each direction. Just keeping them nice and limber. Stretching our forearms out. Just pushing our arms out, holding our hand like so. And the big thing with the breathing, as I think I mentioned last week, is I've had some new people join the memberships, so breathing in through our nose as much as we can and breathing out through our mouth. So breathing in and then breathing out. So breathing out on the way forward, breathing in on the way back. As you'll notice, it's the same as the head rolls in direction. So breathing out and then breathing in as you come back. The big thing also with these waist turns is make sure you support your back. That's why we put our hands on our hips, to help our back and just sort of support that. And these are really great for not only just sort of moving your hips around, but it stretches your whole spine, a little bit of your knees, and also moves your intestines around and everything in your guts, which is always good to do in the mornings to help everything to move through. So as you've probably noticed, we start the first ones with our feet shoulder width apart, those two with our feet together, and then these last ones with our feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart. If you kind of realize that it wasn't wide enough like I just did, feel free to sort of widen the stance and just go with what's comfortable. Sometimes I like to kind of make it a little bit wider and just sort of push everything around a little bit, but that's always within my comfort zone and just keeping everything nice and balanced. Sort of go with what feels right once you get a bit of practice with everything. Just moving back so you can see me a bit better. So feet as wide as we feel comfortable with, supporting our back on the way down. And we're going to place our fists on the ground and then rock back and forward on our tippy toes and on our heels. So supporting our weight on our fists or our hands, whatever feels comfortable, and just rocking. Nice hamstring stretch, also really great for your balance. And then as usual, just letting our head and our arms dangle and relax as much as possible and shifting from foot to foot. Coming back up. So, rotating our knees 3 times in each direction. That wasn't actually something that I was shown, it's something that I added, as with this quadricep stretch. Just something I felt like I needed, so I've incorporated it into my practice and tend to show people as well. The biggest thing is going with what sort of feels right, to be honest. Once you get some practice and some experience with it. You might even want to do a bit of a tricep stretch your shoulders out like this. And finally, just rotating our ankles 3 times in each direction. With a lot of these ones where I'm not talking about the breathing, just, of course, don't forget to breathe. Body gets pretty stressed. We don't breathe and we often don't notice, we just notice the stress eventually. It shows up in different areas in different ways. It's a funny thing, that. So, now to our Qigong for this week. So we're going to do a couple of extra liver exercises this week, have been requested, and quite happy to oblige. So we'll start off with our usual. So coming up in our tippy toes, looking to the side. So breathing in as we come up, breathe out as we come back down. So breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way down. If you're wondering how this exercise works, basically as you twist your head and your neck, you're actually blocking one of the meridians. And as you come back down and twist your head back to starting position, the energy shoots through and basically helps to clear out your liver meridian. So our liver is the seat of our emotions, particularly things like anger, irritation, depression, those kind of sort of aspects. It's also the organ that detoxifies a lot of our body in addition to our kidneys. So it's pretty important. So here's a second liver exercise. So I'm going to breathe in on the way up. I'm going to show you a bit by with this. So right hand on top, left hand down the bottom, and both of them are squeezing, as you can see, near my elbows. So squeeze. There we go. Demonstrate. That's it. So I'll show you when. So breathe in on the way up, come down, breathing out. Wait for it. There he goes. Breathing out and squeeze. Release as we come back up. So breathe in on the way up and release. Breathe out, coming back to our center. Breathing in and breathing out. So putting all that together nice and smoothly, this is what it looks like. So breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way down and squeezing. Release, breathe in on the way up. I'm exaggerating with my fingers, you don't actually have to do that. Breathe out on the way down, and then breathe in, as always, into our center, and breathe out. So breathing in on the way up, breathe out and squeeze, breathe in, release, breathe out, and so forth. So that's a different liver exercise. And I think I'm doing an extra one just to demonstrate and make sure, or I've lost count, one of the two. It does happen sometimes when I'm demonstrating. I'm very focused on making sure what I do is clear, and sometimes I am just in the moment with where I am and don't necessarily remember what we're up to. Okay, and now for our third liver exercise. So find where your liver is. It's just below your right ribs. Put your right hand over it, and what we're going to do is we're going to push the energy out. So we're going to push out, breathing out, come back, breathing in, push out, breathing out, come back, breathing in. So I'm going to do that 9 times in total. So push out, breathing out, pull back, breathing in. So this is flushing any stuff out of our liver. If you do this inside, I would put some classical music on, pump some Mozart for about 5 minutes after you've done this to clear the space, don't do anything else, and head on outside while it deals with it. Okay? So pause the video and then come back for the next bit. So this is regenerating or rejuvenating. So it's the reverse. So we're breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So we're pulling new energy in to our liver now that we've gotten rid of all the stuff that doesn't need to be there. Here's the basic principle. My teacher's got an interesting story where a guy was doing this in an ice bath to try and pull some things out, and the water went black because he was dealing with some cancer. So it's a very powerful exercise. And at the end, what we're going to do is we're just going to imagine sending light or energy into our liver just to heal it and strengthen it, tone it, keep it nice and happy. So as long as you feel comfortable, just imagine that, feel that. The big thing is in the feeling. Just with your hands over it, just breathing, relaxed in your own time, in your own space. So now for our kidney exercise. So breathing in on the way up, palms forward, breathing out on the way down. Squeeze our ankles for 3. No breath at this point. Breathe in on the way up. Breathe out on the way down. And as always with our center, imagine breathing all that energy in that we've just generated, and then breathing out and relaxing. So the big thing with this thing is we look up as we come up, palms forward, breathe out. We squeeze our ankles. And for this next bit, we've got our arms crossed in front of us. It keeps our balance, and our right hand is in front. So if you want to if you feel like you're kind of tottering a bit with that, just practice going from holding your knees or your legs or your ankles, wherever is comfortable, to balancing yourself with your arms in front of you, with your right hand in front in that sort of cross shape. I'm very used to it, so it just kind of, boom, happens in about 2 seconds flat. But if you find that you're sort of a bit off balance with that, just practice going from your ankles to that cross shape, because that's what balances you on the way up, so we don't fall over, and we also don't strain our back or anything else. As you'll notice with the Tai Chi, as I talk about later, a lot of the things that we do, we balance everything out with a different arm or something going on. So this is our usual lung and heart exercise. Lung and heart, no liver involved in this really. So breathing in, breathing out. Do this one in multiples of 3. I usually do 9 in total. So breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And then on the last one, just relaxing and bringing our hands back down. Okay. You don't have to stand there for a fair while like I did. I think I was looking at whether I'd done enough liver exercises for that person. So we're doing some lung, so this is more lung stuff. Just breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way down. And then come to our center, breathe in and out. Very simple but very effective, that one. And what did I do next? Yes, hugging the tree. So this is an exercise mainly for our heart. I mean, it does everything, but it's really centered on the heart. So putting our arms at about heart level, shoulders back and down, so we're not hunching our neck or that. If you want to have a look in a mirror or something, or get someone to check your posture, always very useful. And just at this point, just breathing. So just closing our eyes if you feel comfortable with that, and just breathing in and out. Then we start to twist. So we breathe out as we twist, and we breathe in as we come back to the center. Breathe out as we twist, and breathing in, coming back to the center. So you don't have to follow my timing on this. Once you kind of get used to the moves, do it in your own time, because your breathing is going to be different to mine. And this is really one of those very feeling heavy centric exercises. And then once you start twisting, you can actually bring in your opposite knee out. So you'll see as I twist to one side, if you look at my knees, the other leg comes out to support my weight, and also to twist a bit further. Just deepens the exercise. So as I twist to the right, my left knee comes out. As I twist to the left, my right knee comes out to balance. And then when you feel comfortable, just going back to twisting, not moving our knees so much. So breathing out as we twist. Breathing in as we come back to the center. You don't have to shake your knees like that. That was a bit of a visual cue that I'm not moving them anymore. As I said earlier, I tend to exaggerate things a little bit when I'm teaching, just so you can see, particularly on the videos, it's sometimes harder to pick up. So just twisting from the waist. And then when you feel ready, just coming back to the center and just breathing. So just breathing in and breathing out in your own time. Just feeling the energy in your palms, in your heart. And just gradually our arms come to our sides. The other thing I'll just quickly mention is that if you find that you're used to some of the exercises, but you get a bit distracted, like you think about the things to do during the day or different things that are happening, breathing is a really good anchor, so just focus on breathing and the body movements. It's a great stress relief. So just focus on breathing out on the way down. Breathing into our shoulders, breathe out to our center, breathe in, and then breathing out. And focusing on the body movement, but also that feeling, the feeling of that breath entering your lungs, entering into your guts. And that feeling as it pushes out as well. There's a lot of massive amounts of research out there, psychology, all sorts of stuff, talking about how incredibly useful it is to be focused, mindful of your body and your breathing. It deals with stress, depression, anxiety, helps with chronic pain, all sorts of things. So out to our spleen exercise. So remember with this one to rock with our legs as well as our arms. I think of it as like rocking, or like a sort of like an ocean wave kind of up and down movement. Floating hands. Breathe out as we come down. Breathe in, take the energy ball up to the sky. Breathe out, shower it over us. So breathing in on the way up, breathing out on the way down. Same thing out to the sides. Make sure to keep your arms, they don't go above shoulder level, we're not pushing too high, okay? Cool. Breathe in, create a nice big ball of energy. Breathe out, take it down to the ground. Breathing in, take it up to the sky, and then breathe out and shower it down. So last one. Breathing in on the way up, and breathing out on the way down. Breathe in, breathe out on the way down. Breathing in, and then breathing out. Okay, so next we'll come to our Tai Chi. And I've changed the direction, so I'm facing away. A lot of people find this from time to time a lot easier to see, because the left in the video, stepping out with my left foot, as so, is on your left. So my left is your left, and it's a bit easier to translate. I can understand that. So drawing that left foot in, hands stay at navel height, standing nice and tall. So they stop in front of, literally in front of our belly button. Pushing down, hands come all the way up, looking up. Coming back down, our gaze stays at horizon level. So circling around at navel height, stepping forward with that right foot, right arm's in front. Circling down and around, drawing back, left hand's lower. To show you, collapse my right hand, trace over with my left, step out to the right. Don't forget to pivot that back left foot. Palms towards me, dropping down and around, drawing back to our rice bowl and pointing that right foot up. That one. Up to our shoulders, pushing out with the backs of our hands. Drawing back, circling down and around, pushing out with our palms, drawing back, pivot back to where we first started. So pivoting our right foot, pivoting our left, hands come above our head, right hand forms a beak, left hand forms a wing, left hand's in front, above our head. So collapse that right hand to my chin, collapse that left hand under our elbow, like so, under the right elbow. And here's where we balance things out. So we're going to ground that left hand, because I'm going to be stretching that right hand with my heron flapping its wings. So this is to keep my balance. And then stretch my left wing, balances it out, doesn't strain my back. Stepping out, painting our rainbow. Right hand ends up in front. And just to slow down the tiger, so we're going to dip down and above for our right hand, and our left hand comes underneath. So dip down and above, left hand comes underneath, and we step forward with our left foot. Then my right hand comes to my right, my left hand comes to my left, step back again with my left foot, and my left hand's going to be on top, like so. Left hand on top, right hand down the bottom. So collapsing that, twist my palms so that my right hand ends up on top. And again, balancing things out. So I'm going to ground that left hand as I reach out to grasp my swallow's tail. So that balances everything out. Drawing that right foot back, drawing that right hand under. Left hand is waving at the queen, as one of my friends likes to say. And then we're going to step out to the right. I'm going to go down and up and down and up. It's like an infinity sign. So to show what that looks like, down, up, down, up, and then back. So, yeah, that's a bit of an exaggeration for where my feet are, where you can't necessarily see quite as easily as usual. So down, up, and back. Oh, that was a bit quick. I'll make note of that next week, sorry about that. So coming up and coming back down. At navel height, circling around. We're going to step forward with our right foot. So it's the same as before. Palms towards me, circling down and around at about navel height. Drawing back, left hand comes down. Right foot, toes pointed. Collapse my right hand, trace over with my left, step out to my right. Circle down and around, and draw back to my rice bowl. My right toe is pointed here as well. So that's the Tai Chi. Just focused on a couple of different things for this week. And now we'll do our closing down exercise as usual. So stepping out, breathing in on the way up, breathing out as we twist our palms up. Breathe in and hold for 3. So holding our breath at this point. Breathing out, reverse what we just did. Then breathe in, breathe out, and then breathing in and breathing out. Excellent, thank you very much. Have an amazing week.